Hey guys, it's me again. It's what, Thursday, our fourth day together. I know we've been busy so far. We've done calendar and we've done our sight words and we worked on some reading. So we're gonna have a little fun today, and we're going to read a little bit about the sun and our planets. All right, because it is a planet. So a planet week. So I thought we would learn a little bit about that. Okay, so we're going to read this story together, and then I'll just have a little activity for you to do on that. Okay, so this book is called "The Sun is Kind of a Big Deal." We need the sun, don't we? We do need the sun. All right, so this book is by Nick Selleck. Okay, he is the author of this book. He wrote this book. Okay, so let's see. The sun is kind of a big deal. And what do we see here? This is like our solar system. All right, this is our solar system. All right. Okay, here we go. All of the planets in the sun live together in the solar system like a big family. The sun is our solar system's very own star. Seriously, the sun is an actual star. It's the only star in our solar system, and it sits right in the center, holding everything together. So here's our sun, and then these are our planets holding it all together. The sun is the biggest thing in the solar system. It's even bigger than Earth. Way bigger. Way bigger. You understand how big it is? It's big. Like over 1 million times bigger. There are much bigger stars than the sun, but all of the other stars you see are really far away. Really. The other stars are in totally different solar systems and have their own planets. Really. Earth, here's Earth, that's where we live, okay? It's the third planet away from the sun. Remember Earth? It's that little planet where you and everyone you know lives. Pluto used to be a planet, but scientists decided it didn't quite fit the definition. Now it's called a dwarf planet. All right, so here is Earth. Again, it was the third planet from the sun. And here is Pluto. Pluto was just so tiny, so they just decided maybe that's not a planet, it's a dwarf planet. Dwarf meaning little. The planets move around the sun like a racetrack in space. Each planet has its own special path that it follows. That's called an orbit. Some planets are faster than others, but each one stays in its lane. It takes a whole year for the Earth to go all the way around the sun. Can you guess how many times you've been around the sun? How old are you? If you're 5, you've been around the sun 5 times. If you're 6, you've been around the sun 6 times. All right? That's how many times you've been. The sun never stops working. It does a ton of important jobs for Earth. In fact, we wouldn't be around without the sun. The sun gives us light so we can see, but it takes about 8 minutes for light to get to us because the sun is so far away. Earth spins in a full circle every day. So that's what gives us our night and day, okay? That is why when it's nighttime for you, it's daytime on the other side of the world. The sun is always there, even when you can't see it. Sometimes it looks dark outside during the day because the sun is behind the clouds. but it's still there. Once in a while, it gets dark in the daytime because the moon gets in the sun's way. That's called a solar eclipse, and it only lasts for a little while. Keeping us warm is another really important part of the sun's job. Now, do you think the sun is hotter than fire? Let's see. The sun is hotter than you can imagine, way hotter than fire. Its temperature reaches millions of degrees in the center. Some places on Earth are warmer than others. The parts of the Earth closest to the equator are the warmest. Okay, so we've already talked about the equator, right? Remember what the equator was? It was that imaginary belt that goes around the world, right? So this area right here that we see is a lot warmer, okay? And right here, we had talked about these are the poles. This is the South Pole, and this is the North. No, this is the North Pole. Oops, North Pole. This is the South Pole. Okay, so this is where it's a lot colder. You have Antarctica down here, and you have the Arctic Ocean all up in here. Okay, and it's very, very, very cold. Okay, North Pole. Who lives in the North Pole? Yeah, you know. Okay, so the parts of the Earth closest to the equator are the warmest. The parts of Earth closest to North and South Pole are the coldest. All right, so again, here's the picture. That's our imaginary belt. I mean, it's not really a belt there, but it's just like a little pretend belt. All right, so then you have your North Pole and again your South Pole. And it's very what? Ooh, cold. Okay, so now we know it's colder near the poles of Earth and warmer near the equator. But why? Well, the parts of the Earth near the equator are getting the sun's heat from straight on. The North and South poles are getting the same amount of sunlight, but it gets spread out over a larger area. Since these places have to share the sun's heat, they don't get quite as warm. While Earth is moving around the sun, it is spinning on a tilt. Okay, you see how it's just kind of tilted? It's spinning. That's why we have seasons. There are 4 seasons. You know those seasons? Spring, summer, fall, and winter. Because of the Earth's tilt, the top half and the bottom half of the world experience seasons at different times. When the bottom half of the Earth is tilted toward the sun, it's summertime there. This also means that the top half of Earth is tilted away from the sun, which makes it winter there. All right. So then it's going to go also into the water cycle, but we'll hit the water cycle at another time. But I do have where you have the solar system here, and you have the different planets, and we can put them in order that they go from the sun. And if we don't remember or we don't know, there's the answers are right here. Okay? All right. So that's our solar system. Or this is our solar system. Okay, well, have fun with the sun and our solar system, and we will see you tomorrow.